Oh, hello, and welcome to another Today's Decay, where we celebrate person beginnings and everything important since the dawn of time. It is December 24th, and here are all the dates. Is that really right? I have something I should probably address from yesterday. Very serious, very serious. I made this mint tequila drink yesterday, and it wasn't very good, and I was really frustrated with myself because I wasn't sure what was wrong. And I realized I was using sugar in the raw, and it was just settling on the bottom. Never settle. Never settled. So I made simple syrup, and now it's much better. Yeah. Now that we got that over and done with, on this day in 1896, the very first horror film premiered, I guess you could say. Yeah, we're going to call it that. George Méliès' The Haunted Castle, aka Devil's Castle. Yeah. I mean, he put out tons of ghouls and creatures, monsters galore, but this would be the first one, I believe, 1896. Fritz Lieber, born today, 1910, author of Conjure Wife, which became the film Burn Witch Burn, Smoke Ghost, I think, a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of 30s, 40s, 50s pulp, good horror, weird fiction. Yeah. David Bartholomew, born today, 1920, a unjustly overlooked musician who it really shaped New Orleans music in the 40s and 50s. Blues, jazz, rock and roll, you name it. Writer, producer, musician himself. He's the heart and soul of New Orleans music. And even though, his name wasn't in lights compared to, say, like Fats Domino, who he worked with closely, he was right there for all of it, and deserves blasting his music on the day he was born. Yeah. Disney's cartoon Lonesome Ghosts premiered today in 1937. It's kind of perfect. Kind of perfect. I love the colors in it. There's something about it. It's just, anyway, yeah, beautiful. Love Lonesome Ghosts. Another spirited entry, The Ghost Ship, Val Newton's Ghost Ship premiered today, 1943. Not his best movie, but it's a really good scene with that hook that like comes loose and swings around. I feel like I just told you that one good part. Still, if you haven't seen it, see it. Val Newton's great. All this stuff, including Ghost Ship. Lemmy from Motorhead, born today, 1945. I was lucky enough to have seen them a couple times. I never met him. I have friends that have met him and or hung out with him a bunch of different times, and I was hanging out at the Rainbow Room with having drinks with Angie Dick and Mark Phillips from Dementor Go, and Lemmy was like 5 feet over there playing his like slot machine thing, and I just felt like I really want to go over and say hello, but what if he's in a bad mood or it's just a bad exchange, that whole like never meet your idols. Never meet your idol story. You know, what if it was true this one time? I am so sure I made a mistake. Of all the mistakes I've made in life, well, this is one of them. I'm not rating them from worst to best, but yeah. Anyway, I feel like everything I've ever seen him say in an interview, or like quotes here and there, or various lines from certain songs, very important person. And it's really unfortunate that he's not still around, and yet we got to experience him for many years. So that's great. We could all be living 100 years earlier and have no knowledge of Motorhead. Right? Yeah. Anyway, 1967 today, the film Spider Baby premiered. Love this film. It's kind of perfect. Kind of perfect. And last but certainly not least, Today, 1971, the New York Dolls played their quote-unquote first show. I say that because there were some gigs they did previously before David Johansen took over on vocals, but I feel like with him singing, this is now, without question, the New York Dolls. It was the one show they played with Rick Rivets in the band, who I was lucky enough to have him come to a bunch of my shows here that I DJ'd and booked bands, or he was friends with the Undead and would come up and play songs with them near the end of his life. Anyway, New York Dolls played their first show today as a Christmas party at a homeless hotel, or a homeless shelter, I guess, the Endicott Hotel, which is on West 81st Street in Columbus Circle. I guess it was right by their practice space, and so somebody heard them and said, hey, you want to come and play for these people? Sure, why not? I love that story. I love the thought that like this is going on what's basically the Upper West Side. At the time, I'm sure it was dangerous. But I mean, this is like, you know, one of the most expensive square handful of blocks in the world, right? Or at least in America. And like here the New York Dolls have their claim. There should be a plaque there, right? Like on this day, at this location, the New York Dolls were first birthed. I'll have to go by there because I don't go. Well, no, 81st Street, so I'm definitely not up there. It's not Columbus Circle, but it's 81st West 81st Street and like Columbus. So it's like near the Natural History Museum. What else is over there? Nothing. I think there's a tiki bar over there, which I'm never in that neighborhood, so I will probably never find out. Anyway, there you go. That's the whole day. From me to you. I heard it's some holiday. Whatever. A humbug. Till tomorrow. Goodbye.